Hello and welcome. If you have a love for the game of baseball and no longer play baseball yet want to be a part of baseball, maybe baseball officiating known as umpiring is for you. In this presentation, I will provide you with some insights on what it takes to become a baseball umpire. Being an umpire hasn't always been a glamorous job. In Kill the Umpire, William Bendix plays Bill Johnson, who was a former player and had a fanatical devotion to the game that it literally cost him many jobs. One thing was clear, he hated umpires. This movie is a comedy of errors in Bill's journey to become an umpire. Like all games, the game of baseball has rules. In this code, it governs the playing of baseball games, whether it applies playing T-ball, Little League, American Legion, or Major League Baseball. Inside the rule book, it covers fielding, batting, innings played, substitution, rosters, and other important things applying to the game. The playing field. An umpire must be familiar with the dimensions and span of a field. Baseball is a sport played between two teams, each with 9 players, usually under the authority of 2, 3, or 4 umpires. The field has 3 main sections: infield, outfield, and foul territory. The strike zone. The umpire must be able to properly frame up the strike zone. There are 2 dimensions. There's the horizontal, which is the width of the plate, or the home base, which is 17 inches. Vertical, which is just below the kneecap to the batter's midsection. Batters come in all sizes and shapes, and the umpire must adjust to each of these. Umpires need to be familiar with the dimensions of a pitcher's mound. As a pitcher assumes the mound, an umpire needs to determine whether it's a legal pitch or whether the pitcher has applied a foreign substance or feigned a play or move to any base that may constitute a balk. Umpires must be familiar with players' equipment, such as gloves. Umpires must be familiar with bats, what constitutes a legal bat and an illegal bat. Umpires must ensure the safety of players. When they come to bat, they must wear a helmet, and the helmet must be free of cracks or damage. Okay, let's talk about outfitting a home plate umpire. First, you'll need a chest protector. You'll need a face mask or a helmet. You'll need metatarsal safety shoes. You'll need shin guards. Also, you'll need a brush to dust the plate, an indicator to keep track of all strikes, and other ancillary equipment. Let's talk about umpire's apparel. An umpire needs a good collection of shirts, pants, hats, jacket, ball bags, thermal wear, gloves, and other outerwear. On game day, the umpire should be color coordinated to look their best. Mechanics. Umpires must be proficient in their mechanics. To be proficient requires practice, practice, and practice. Umpires need to be physically fit. They need to be able to hustle as the play takes place to make the proper call. At this point, we covered how to prepare to become an umpire. Umpires who are thoroughly immersed with the rules, trained and outfitted, are now ready to hit the field to do their jobs. The following slides will show some scenes of umpires in action. So let's play ball. It's game day. 10 to 15 minutes before the game, umpires will get together and discuss certain situations, how they could cover for each other. It's really important for them to work as a team to keep the game flowing and to make the proper calls. 5 to 10 minutes before game time, umpires and managers will gather around home plate to exchange pleasantries, to exchange lineup cards, to go over ground rules, and to be reminded that sportsmanship is very important. Starting the game, with the home team in their defensive positions and the visiting team getting ready to bat, their leadoff batter takes his position in the batter's box. The home plate umpire will then point to the pitcher and declare, "Play ball," meaning let the game begin. During the game, whether in the field or behind home plate, the umpire's role is to be in the best position to make the right call. The umpire's calls are final unless appealed. Decisions on appealed plays, once they're made, those are final and cannot be reappealed. Making the call. Umpires must make the proper calls decisively and without hesitation, but not too quickly. Umpires must be perfect. Umpires do not carry the rule book with them, but they must have the rules internalized. In this picture, an umpire is ringing up a batter who just struck out. Umpires need to be ready to make the call. They need to make sure they're in position to watch every pitch, the batter, the pitcher, the fielders, the runners, to determine safe or out, obstruction or interference, just to name a few. Sometimes things don't always go well. On rare occasions, umpires make the unpopular or wrong call. They can be expected to be confronted on that. During the course of that conversation, if things get out of hand, the player or manager can be ejected. The umpire is ultimately responsible for maintaining control and order of the game. Hazards to the job. Sometimes umpires get hurt. Take, for instance, the home plate umpire. Despite having all that protective equipment, he can still get dinged. Field umpires, they're not immune either. They can get hit by line drives and can be knocked cold. The game is now over. The fans will remember the great plays, the great pitching, and the great hitting, and not the calls from the umpires. As a result, everyone's happy, from the fans to players, and then the umpires can walk off the field knowing they did a job well done and not have to fear for their lives.